Hey everyone, and welcome to this Facebook Live. I'm doing this Facebook Live especially to all of those gorgeous souls out there that are finding that they are struggling with the fact of being bombarded with so many ideas, concepts, and their passion, and seeing in their mind's eye that this can evolve into a soulful business or a way in which can help transform the lives of someone else. Or many, especially at this time, but you've gone into such a space of overthinking that you've now confused the shit out of yourself. So I really am coming through. Hey, Heather. Hey, Jill. Because I want to help you get your magic out there into the world. I want to help you so that you can shine and share your gorgeous, soulful essence. But you cannot move forward if you've moved into a space of overthinking, because that usually only just depletes you and tears you apart. Yet each and every one of you out there has something so magnificent to share with the world. But if you don't know how to unpack it, then it'll make it so confusing and you end up in this terrible internal conflict of desire, wanting, passion, purpose, soulfulness, with that human part of yourself tearing you down, pulling out only fears and doubts and destroying your dreams. So I want to help you find a way to mesh both of these parts within yourself so that you can get out there and start shining your gorgeous soulful essence. So I'm going to share with you 5 really important tips on how to cultivate getting crystal clear clarity around all your ideas, goals, and dreams, and find a way to turn those into gorgeous, tangible business concepts or a little master plan so that you can alchemize your dreams into reality. So the very first step is about letting your magic flow. Most of the time when we start thinking about wanting to share all of our amazing ideas and concepts and everything like that, we come up with these amazing ideas and everything like that, but then we start controlling them. And flow is where the magic is. Being in flow is about aligning yourself. It's about allowing your intuition to flow through. It's about letting all of that external noise go and stop putting confinements on how it should look at the beginning. You've got to remember at the very beginning, when you're getting all of these amazing ideas and concepts, it's awesome. But if you don't know how to lay it out in a way that allows you to be truly authentic and aligned with your own self, it just becomes a whole lot of words written out. So you want to allow your magic to flow. Just write down all of the amazing ideas and concepts and just write them out on a piece of paper. Remember, just let all judgments go, and this is where you get to be in a state of flow, because you're actually giving yourself permission to validate all of these gorgeous intuitive informations that are coming through for you. So first step is let your magic flow. Give yourself permission to just let it flow from within you out into when you write it down. And there's always that gorgeous saying of the moment you write something down is the moment you take something from being a dream into a plan. So that's the first step. Hey, Bhavana, how are you, honey? Step number 2 is listen to your soul whispers, which is your intuition. Intuition is about all of those little ideas and concepts. And this is why step number 1 is important, because it actually opens up step number 2, which is your intuition. The moment you start writing things down, it's like an act of automatic writing, which is where we bypass the human mind and we give ourselves permission to write from our space of our soul, from our intuitive divine guidance. And so therefore it's really important that when you're writing them down, it's just completely unobstructive. You're letting it just flow and just seeing how that intuition is coming through you. And therefore you can go a little in some of the other steps, then you can go through and look at how does that unfold for you. But at this time and point, when you're in the beginning phase of trying to birth beautiful ideas into either a business or wanting to help other people transform their lives in these current circumstances, then it's super important to just write them down. The soul whispers is always not only just on writing those ideas and concepts down, but it's about allowing yourself permission to have that authentic truth be revealed. Write down why these things are important, what you want to do with them, how it's going to transform and transcend people's lives. How's it going to impact and transform and transcend your life? What will be rebirthed, and how can you do all of these amazing things? This is where your soul whispers come in, and they remind you of that purpose, that feeling, that ignition to want to help be a part of that collective consciousness of helping create a really beautiful new earth through the knowledge and the information that you have. And your intuition will drop all of these bits of information into your consciousness. So just be open to them and write them down. It's also about reminding yourself those soul whispers to invite your intuition into this like planning side of things, is to stay connected. Do whatever it takes, like what type of spiritual practice do you need to be able to do to open up the gateway to receive more intuitive guidance? Is there any special practices that help you do that? And trust that guidance, even if it doesn't make any sense at the beginning, just trust it, it will unfold. And the next is having that commitment to choose to allow your soul whispers, your intuition, to flow through you and around you and into your vibration. So therefore, as it does that, it actually drops these beautiful ideas, which sometimes can be step 1, step 2, step 3, but it brings it all into your conscious awareness, and it's up to you to just be highlighted to that awareness, to those gorgeous soul whispers, because always remember that your soul is guiding you every single step of the way. You just got to let that human part get out of the way so we can see the magic that's been revealed to you. So number 2 is listen and tune into your soul whispers, which is your intuition. Number 3, when you're starting to write down all of your gorgeous ideas and concepts, is to be flexible. Have flexibility around timelines, the pressures that you put on yourself, and especially the expectations. When we start writing out plans, it's like, oh, I've got to do this, 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 and then you can put so much pressure on yourself and put really, really short time frames in that it actually suffocates the life out of you and squashes your magic. It doesn't allow you to shine. It actually starts to concave in on you. And if you find that as you're going through this process of not having that flexibility, always go back to step number 1, which is let your magic flow. Relax into the flow. Cut the cords to controlling everything. Flexibility is so important because it's about reminding yourself that humans, we put on really, really short time frames. And don't get me wrong, they're really great motivators and they really help us take that inspired action. And this is not where I'm saying about being flexible. But if you're finding that your timelines are getting smaller and smaller and you're not getting those things achieved that you want, either 1, check in to see that you're congruent with it. And if you are, then it just means you need a little bit more time for things to unfold, especially if you're having to learn something at the very beginning, like either tech stuff or need some guidance around the planning or anything like that. It's going to take you that extra additional time. Here's an example, like when I first decided many years ago to put out a video series, I thought to myself, oh man, like I've got the plan, I've written everything down, this is so cool. A week, 10 days maximum, when in actual fact it actually took me close to nearly 3 and a bit weeks to get it all done, because I had to learn to do all the technical side of things. So it wasn't that the magic wasn't there, it was that sometimes we need to be able to understand that in order for your beautiful ideas to be alchemized into a gorgeous soulful business or a soulful content that you want to share with people, there may be some components that take you that little bit of extra time to be able to learn how to do in order for them to come to fruition. So be really, really flexible, but not that flexible that it doesn't keep you aligned and accountable with taking action daily. So that's step number 3. Step number 4, when wanting to explore all of your beautiful ideas and wanting to help change the lives of others, number 4 is have the confidence to believe in your dreams that others can't see. This is really important. And this is something I hope that each and every one of you can to walk away with. Each and every one of you are gifted with a beautiful purpose here on this earth. And sometimes you're even struggling or find it difficult to understand what that is. And we place so much pressure on other people being able to see why something's important, or expect them to support you 100% of the way. And it's not that they don't, but they're not privileged to the information of why what you're trying to do is so important. They can't see that vision. And yet we give all of that responsibility away to others, and it robs yourself and dilutes down your dreams because you're so busy trying to justify why you're doing it or trying to explain it. And at the beginning phase, sometimes you don't understand that in your own self. Sometimes it might just be a feeling that is so deep and strong that you know it's right, but you have no idea how it's going to unfold, but you know that you must pursue this avenue. So have the confidence to believe in the dream that you see, and don't place all of the outcome or all of the support to come from other people. The support is you've got to become your own number one cheer squad. You've got to be able to be there to say to yourself, get your shit together. You're not living in alignment. You're not living in your truth. Or on the opposite side of things as well, of when you're doing awesome, celebrate your wins. Say, Wick, you have done so awesome. I am so proud of you. Look at that one step you took. You have done amazing. Because you know what? One little step has a pile of little micro steps. And so every step you should celebrate that win. So have the confidence to believe in your dreams, but also celebrate every single step you take, because it takes courage, and courage is confidence in action. Every time you're taking an action step is confidence, and underneath that confidence is the courage to believe in your dreams. So it's so vital that you become your number one cheer squad, and that is vital to keep that dream alive, or that passion, or that soulfulness within you that is surfacing. And it's happening for so many people. I've had so many conversations over the last few days with so many people that have all of these ideas, and they're just stuck, and they don't know what to do with them anymore, or they're afraid of showing up, or they're afraid of sharing their magic. And this is where it's so important to remember that we sometimes can put all of the pressure to receive support from our family and our loved ones and our friends, and it doesn't always necessarily come that way. And that doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that they can't see your vision. And it doesn't mean that without that support that you can't take the steps forward. Remember, you can nourish your own self through having the courage and conviction, through taking action. Confidence and courage is everything about the action steps. You don't get courageous and you don't get confidence by just sitting there. You need to take the action in order to obtain courage and conviction. Okay, so that's step number 4. Step number 5, it's going to sound so obvious, but each and every person who is watching this that is at this time and point will need to hear this message, which step number 5 is don't quit. Shit can get really hard at times. Sometimes things just don't be in flow. Some things just don't fall into alignment. Sometimes learning the tech side can drive you freaking crazy, or it just is hard and it's fucking difficult and it shits you off. Or, you know, you go to all of this effort of doing all the editing and then all of a sudden it just won't upload to Facebook, or something can go wrong. And what can happen is that at that time, you need to be able to take a step back. You need to be able to have a look at what's not working. When you reach that point where you want to quit, something is completely out of alignment. Either your energy is low, either your mindset has shifted from courage and conviction to and being in flow and alignment, which is that gorgeous feminine space. You may have moved into the masculine of force, push, make shit, and throw shit down people's throat. And I know that sounds really harsh, but like, You could be that way within your own self, internalizing and putting yourself down. Or it could be that you have putting so much energy into what you're doing that you're not taking care of other parts within yourself. It's really important that when you reach that point, or if you do reach that point where you want to quit, all it's revealing to you is something is out of alignment, and you need to be able to take a step back, regroup yourself, and ask yourself what part of yourself needs to be nourished. Because sometimes when you get so engrossed in what you're doing, sometimes you can forget to drink that water or eat that healthy food, because you think, oh, when I'm just finished doing that, I'll have a sip of water and I'll have that piece of fruit or that apple. And before you know it, when you're doing something that you are just like so engrossed in and just so love on up, putting together some bits of magic to share with the world, you can lose hours, and then all of a sudden you start recognizing your energy is low, when it actually could be, in fact, that your energy is low because you're dehydrated. So it's really important to be able to ask yourself, what is it that you need to feel nourished at that time? And remember that when something's not working, check to make sure that your intention and your actions are working cohesively together. And therefore, it means that you're working from that soul essence. Now, these are 5 really important steps when wanting to rebirth your beautiful ideas and turn them into something magical that you know is going to transform and transcend the lives of others and your own self too. It's also really super important that in amongst the excitement, there's also going to be nervousness. There's going to be some fears and doubts that come up. But it's a matter of what voice are you going to listen to. And that's why with step number 2, with your spiritual whispers, it's really important to make sure that you are continuing throughout that journey to do your spiritual practices, because that is what strengthens your connection to your intuition. And I'm going to throw out a completely additional one here, number 6, which is always ask for support. Your soul and the universe, being your cosmic team, are there with you every single step of the way. Now, you need to be able to ask what it is that you need. So it could be, how do I learn this technical step? And then all of a sudden you'll go to YouTube, you'll find the next thing that you need. What is the best way to get connected with the people that want to hear what I've got? Boom, all of a sudden you start seeing groups show up. What do I need to do to stay aligned? And all of a sudden those ideas will, that information will come into it. Never be afraid to ask for that support, because your soul and the universe are always there working. But when you get really specific and ask really powerful questions, the answers get delivered right into your consciousness very, very rapidly. So never be afraid to ask. These are 6 really, really potent steps that will help you get your beautiful ideas that are just swirling around inside of your mind, and help them be rebirthed and be delivered out there to all of the gorgeous souls that are looking for that information and that magic and the soul essence of who you are as a person. It doesn't matter if there's 10,000 people out there all sharing the same type of information. Remember, the reason that this information, these intuitive bits of guidance that are coming through in bite-sized bits of ideas, concepts, or passions are being ignited, is because it's you that people want. The essence of you is what they want, and the way in which you communicate it there will be a ton of people that are just looking for what you have to be able to share at this point. So never let your fears hold you back from being able to share your magic with the world. So So these are 6 really important steps that will help you take those ideas and concepts and start creating a gorgeous master plan, and have 6 powerful steps to help keep you aligned and on track with getting them out there into the world, and actually just owning the truth of why something is so important, and being honest with how important it is for you to share what it is that you have with the world at this time. They always say everything is about divine timing. Well, that divine timing is right here for each person to be able to share their magic with the world. So I hope this all gives you some beautiful ideas ideas on how to create your beautiful master plan to get your essence, soul essences out there. And I'm here to support you every single step of the way. So if you need any additional help, please feel free. If you want to know more on how I can support you, there are 3 different ways in which I can do that. One is I have been actually doing readings to people that are very specific to how to get their business, how to get their ideas off the ground. What is it that they need? So that's one way. The second is through soul mentoring, which is when we start things off, we always start off with gusto, and then sometimes we may drop off and not become our own support network. And sometimes, as I mentioned, we don't always receive that beautiful support that we would love from our loved ones, family, or friends. And that's where it's really important to have someone that is like-minded, that understands your vision and understands why it's so important, and be there as your support network. So soul mentoring is a way in which I can help you. Or if you feel like you're loving this and you would love to dive in more on learning how to strengthen your intuition, then I do offer the Sacred Oracle program that can definitely help you at this time. So feel free, if any one of these really feels attuned towards you and you would like that additional support, just simply send me a message through Messenger and state either reading, soul mentoring, or program on how I can best support you, and we can jump in and take that further for you to help you. I want to see each and every one of you gorgeous souls be able to birth these ideas. I don't want you sitting back in 6 months' time going, I coulda, shoulda, woulda, or be there stuck and tormented in that soulful version and that human part of yourself. If I can support and help each and every one of you get your dreams and goals out there, this is how we create collective change on a massive consciousness on an earth that is waiting just for you, with amazing people out there that want to hear what you have to share. So I hope this helps each and every one of you. Please feel free to share. Much love to you, and always believe in the magic of your soul essence. Take care.